Hello guys, welcome to this video. Today we are going to look at yet another administrative law case law. The case that we are going to look at is the case of Raymond v Honey. This case took place in 1993. Without further ado, let us look at the context of the case. This case involved Colin Peter Honey. Colin Peter Honey was the appellant and governor of Albany prison. It also involved Raymond. Raymond was the respondent, convicted of theft and sentenced to imprisonment. So what was the case about? On June 26th, Raymond wrote a letter to his solicitor. A solicitor is someone who functions like a messenger, carrying correspondence from one party to another. So on 26th June, Raymond wrote a letter to his solicitors. The appellant, Honey, stopped the letter from being sent. Raymond filed a petition. And so why was this case taking place? This case was simply taking place to find out whether Honey's actions in stopping the letter of the plaintiff with interfering with the respondent's right to access the court. So whether this action by Honey in stopping Raymond's letter is stepping into the rights of Raymond. So let us look at the case details. In this case, it was held that prisoners retained their legal right except in as far as the governing legislation necessarily excluded them. So the case details are as follows. The appellant, Colin Peter Honey, was the governor of Albany prison in the Isle of Wight. The respondent, Stephen Patrick Raymond, was serving a sentence at the prison. On 10th October 1978, Raymond was convicted of theft and sentenced to imprisonment. So let's look at the procedural history of the case. On 26 June 1980, Raymond wrote a letter to his solicitors. The appellant, Honey, stopped the letter from being sent. Raymond filed an application and appealed to review the order in the Division of Queen's Bench Division, dated 7th April 1981, before Her Majesty the Queen in her Court of Parliament. Honey also filed a cross appeal. The case of Raymond and the case of Honey were lodged in response to the original and cross appeals. The matter was heard by appellant committee. So here is the issue: whether the appellant's actions in stopping the respondent's letter to his solicitors constituted a contempt of court and interfered with the respondent's right to access the court. So here was the ruling. The appellate committee, consisting of the Lords Spiritual and Temporal in the Court of Parliament of Her Majesty the Queen, affirmed the order of the Divisional Court and dismissed both the original and cross appeals. The court held that the appellant's actions did not constitute a contempt of court and did not interfere with the respondent's right to access the court. So the reasoning behind the ruling is that the court considered the principle that any act obstructing or interfering with the due course of justice or the lawful process of the courts is a contempt of court. The court also noted that under English law, a convicted prisoner retains all civil rights that are not expressly taken away. The court found that there was nothing in the Prison Act 1952 that allowed the regulations to interfere with the respondent's right to access a court. However, the court concluded that the appellant's conduct did not obstruct or interfere with the due course of justice or the lawful process of the courts. Therefore, the appellant's action did not amount to contempt of court. So, the court affirmed the order of the divisional court and dismissed both the original and cross appeals. Thank you for watching this video. Like, share, and subscribe.